Welcome, it's a great day to be a miner. In today's video, we're gonna get this beautiful baby set up. This is the Volcminer D1 Mini Pre. It is a beautiful Dogecoin miner. We're gonna go over the physical setup, the actual mining setup, the pool setup, all the ins and outs and everything you need to know. But first, let's spin that intro. Physical setup. There's not much to the physical setup on this. You have a power cord and a Ethernet plug. That's your physical setup. Now, quick note, this does not come with any kind of power cord, so you need to supply your own. This is a EVGA 850 watt computer power supply. This takes the standard plug like any computer power supply. A lot of the older monitors took this type of plug. Make sure it's rated high enough and thick enough to handle the power of this thing so that you're not overheating the wire. But yeah, easy peasy. Get one of these, plug in your Ethernet cable. Do that first. And then we're gonna plug in our power cord. We're gonna plug in the power cord directly into our watt meter so that we get a good read on the power usage, a good accurate read on the power usage, and not just what it shows in the software itself. So there is our physical setup. We're plugged in and we're waiting, and there we get some lights, we get some activity. So we're gonna let this thing start to fire up. The fans are spooling up. A lot of times these will spool those fans up, ramp them, and then drop them back down. So let's see what this one does. So yeah, this one didn't actually ramp up like some of the gold shell ones. This one just kind of started spinning those fans. They're spinning at a good rate, putting a lot of air through. We are showing network connectivity on our Ethernet jack. So now the next thing we have to do is the actual... There it went. I guess it was spooling up those fans. It just took a little while. So yeah, it spooled up the fans. It's trying to connect to mine. It's probably not going to connect, or it will connect and start mining to some arbitrary address. So the next thing we got to do is we got to go find the IP, open a web browser, connect to that local IP 192.168.1. Whatever this item is actually picked up. For me personally, I jump into the router, I log into my router, I go to the advanced tab, I go to my current users, and I scroll through till I find which one is a newly added device, and then I just open it up in the browser, and that should bring us to the login page. So without further ado, let's jump over into a remote session and get it going. Go. All right, so here we are, we're in our remote session, and I've already logged into my router and found the IP and then typed it into the browser, as you can see right here. Mine is the 192.168.1.13. That's the local IP address that my router actually assigned to this device, because it's a dynamic IP. That means it has assigned it. It's not a static one where you go and manually set it. So this is the initial IP address. The other way that you can find it, if you're not comfortable with logging into your router, you can use, again, your little instruction manual that came with it. And this goes to the instructions, and then it'll tell you there is a utility on their main site that is an IP reporter. So if you go to their main site here, the Volcminer D1 Mini Pre. Okay, so right on the main site, you just go to the tab that says support, you go to technical support, and then here are some items that are available. So select your D1 Mini, and then you've got tools. Under the tools, you're going to do the IP reporter. You'll download it. You'll launch it as an admin from wherever you downloaded it to, and then you will scan. It'll scan for the IP address, and it will find the device on your network. Make sure that the computer is connected to the same main network that you're plugged your device into, so that it'll find the IP. So yeah, that's how you find the IP. Then once you find the IP, then you need to open a browser, type it in at the address, and then you're going to need to log in. For some reason, Volcminer has made a crazy login. Usually it's like root or admin or admin 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 or 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. They chose to go a different route, which I think was an unwise decision. But right here in the manual it says, so we're starting off with the basic config, and it says the password is root//LTC@Doge. We'll pop that up on the screen for you, but we just typed it in, and now we're going to hit sign in. Let's try it again.
3 hours later.
All right, not going to lie here. I actually read the instructions wrong and had to go and try again. So it says root/LTC@Doge. Root is the username. The password is LTC@Doge. That is really terrible. LTC@Doge. And there, we're finally logged into the dashboard. As soon as you do, it will pop up in the corner, and it'll say for you to select your language, which I didn't select it, but up in this corner, let's see if we can pull it down here. In this corner here, you can change from Chinese to English, so that would be the first thing to fix. Alright, so the first thing we want to do when we go to our dashboard, we've got Volcminer, we've got miner status, configuration, system, and we've got help. And then if we take a closer look at the layout, we've got our miner status, the elapsed amount of time it's been plugged in, the mega hash average, which I'd be curious to know how much time is in that average. They should say 30-minute, hour, whatever. But it just says average, so that's interesting. Then it will give the pool information down below, and then of course it will tell you the temps at the very bottom, your fan speeds, etc., etc. So the very first thing you do once you get logged into here is you want to go change your password. That's the #1 thing you should do just to start off. So you're going to hit your configuration drop down in the top left corner. Then you're going to go over to password. You're going to put in that really ridiculous LTC@Doge, and you're going to put in your new password. Make sure you jot it down, that it's something memorable so you can log in. If not, you might have to do a hard reset, and that would be a pain. So I'm going to set this password real quick, and we'll come back. All right, once you change your password, it will kick you out, make you log right back into the same thing. Put your new password in and log in. Again, the username is root. So the next thing we need to do is we need to set up our pool. We want to set up to mine, so that we can mine to us. Currently it's set up to mine to whoever this is, one of the developers, the actual Volcminer team. So this is going to earn us nothing. So we want to replace the URL, the worker, and the password with that of our own. And then there's also over here on the right a custom setup where you can update your fan speed, memory parameters, working mode. So there is a couple different modes, so that's going to be something relevant. Working mode right here. Right now it only has a normal mode, so that's interesting. I assumed maybe there would be like a hash rate mode or a low power mode, but it's already kind of a low power at 500 watts. So yeah, so now we need to add our pool, right? So how do you find a pool? The advised way to find a pool is you go to miningpoolstats.stream, and then you can search by the coin or the algorithm. In this instance, we are going to search Litecoin or Dogecoin, either one, because it is a Doge miner. And then it shows all of your pools here with the size from largest to smallest, and then it shows any kind of other options such as solo mining, all the merge mineable coins that are available, etc., etc. For us, we have all of our Doge miners on either F2 pool or via BTC. We're just going to go ahead and use via BTC again. For these types of pools, you actually have to have a login, so you create a login for the site, and then that's actually part of your worker name when you're setting this miner up. So we're going to pretend that we've already set up our login. We've created our login for this guy, and as you can see, we do have a miner running in here already. This is our Elphapex DG1 home. This thing is an amazing piece of hardware. If you want to check out that video, we did a whole setup and unboxing and all that, so check that video up above if you want to get into that miner. We're hoping this one's even better, but we love our Elphapex DG Home 1. So now we're going to go to the main via BTC site. And then we're going to kill this ad here, and we're going to scroll down to what type of pool that we're using. We're not using a BTC, we're using an LTC. So right here, we'll click the drop down, and then it will give us some parameters on how to start hashing on this thing. Over here in the right corner, there is a guide button. Click the guide button. All right, so then once we're in the guide button, we can scroll on down, and it's going to give us some pools. Down here, it says mining setup. Here are the 3 stratums that we're going to use to configure our miner. So why do we use 3? It's basically a failsafe. If one of them drops for whatever reason, then the miner will roll to the next and to the next. Alternatively, you could use 3 different pools. You could use 2 different pools, however you want to do it, but what that is a rollover. So this one's not connecting, for some reason it's down, your miner then goes, okay, I can't connect, it goes to the next one and it starts mining. So that's an awesome thing. So now we're going to use this one first. We're going to go back to our device, and now we're going to plug this into our pool 1 right there. There is our pool 1 that we just snagged off of that website, off of via BTC. Let's see if we can make that a little bigger. There we go. That's a little better to view. So there's our first pool. Now let's go get our second one. It actually has the pool address and then the port. The 3333 is the port. Let's grab the next one, which will be the same pool address, but with a different port number. And we'll go back over, we'll plug it in. Then let's go grab the last one, and then we'll plug it in. And there are our pools. Now for our worker name, for via BTC and for F2 pool, and a lot of these, what they use for the worker name is whatever your login is, whatever you created your login. Say you created your login as John Smith. Your worker's then going to be John Smith dot whatever you want to name it. In this instance, we're going to call it like Volcminer is going to be our worker name. So we're going to do our worker name, your account ID dot worker name, and we're going to plug that in for all 3. And then you're going to plug in whatever default password you want to use. A lot of times people just use X, or they use 123. So yeah, just plug that in for all 3. You're going to save the device and then restart it after you save it. That should start it mining onto your pool. So we're going to go ahead and time warp, get that done, and flashback. Go. Okay, once you've put all that in and you hit save on the configuration, on the pool configuration, it's going to reboot automatically. You don't actually have to manually restart this one. The fans will spool up real loud. It'll go through the whole boot process again. And then, of course, it will log you back into the site, and you have to select English again. It will then, you can jump over to your miner status and make sure that it has started mining. So let's refresh real quick here. And then it's saying elapsed 1 minute 19 seconds, and it is starting to fire up the hash rate. It's not there yet, but we're going to let this go for a little while, and then we will check back with our hash rate. Another thing that you may want to do when you first get the device, depending on how old the device is, or if you've heard any updates come out, is you might want to update your firmware. So how you would do that is you would go into your configuration tab, and then you would hit the upgrade button, And then over here, you're going to get download backup, and then you have, so that way you could have a backup file, and then you could go ahead and upload your new firmware file at the very bottom. To do that, you would have to go to, again, the Volcminer site, go download the official software. Let's see if I still have it up. Yeah, I must have closed that thing out already. So I went back to the Volcminer site. I clicked the product tab. I'll go back to the Volcminer here. Let's go to, actually in the top, we're going to go to the support tab up here. Let's hit support. We're going to do technical support. We're going to select our D1 mini option, and then we would go to a firmware version tab. And then there are our firmwares that are available. So one just came out about 10 days ago that says SD card update package. And then there's the official firmware of the D1 Mini on 3.3. So what does this one actually entail? Does it tell us? No. If you click it, it just starts the download. So I'm not real sure what the SD card update package does, but that is the newest firmware that is available. All right, so there you have it. She's up and running, she's mining, she's working beautiful. She is very efficient. In the previous video, we did the unboxing. We went over all the specs, the features. We talked about how much this thing makes, the ROI, profitability, and whether or not you should buy it. So if you need any of that info, make sure to check out that video up above. But I think that about wraps it up for today. If you're new to mining, need some help, make sure to join the Misfit Mining Discord. Always plenty of seasoned vets in there willing to help you out. And if you liked the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride.